Hello and welcome to our Thursday stream where we're playing in Savage Worlds in the setting of the After. And I'm joined with the regular crew today. We're going to continue our journey. We weren't here last week because of the big update, and we all had to be available for that. So we're back, and thanks everyone for joining us. So you guys don't remember what happened last time? Or you do?
Well, there are a large group of people that were dispatched almost not with a grenade, and we captured somebody, and we're still deciding what to do with them. That's about where we are, I think.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. Yep.
That's just
You guys had gone back to do some scouting at the actual Phoenix State Camp, and there was a small group of people who had left. Excuse me. And you followed them out to this location. There's like this small little river and a lake where you intercepted them. And one of them actually had what looks as though like some orders on them, which you found. And they said to bring the doctor back from the waterfall. And that's where we left it. So you have one guy that you had knocked unconscious or stunned. I think you stunned him. And the rest of them got blown up with a hand grenade.
Who wants to question him?
I think we should let Kale question him.
Diplomatic one.
If he doesn't participate, shock him.
What do we want to ask him? No idea.
So he has orders to bring the doctor back from the waterfall. So we could probably start there. Why the doctor? What does he do? What does he mean to them? Why do they need him? Where's the waterfall?
Sure, yeah, those are all great questions. Yeah, you guys had talked about, because there were a couple of horses here as well, which you now have under kind of control. You guys had thought about tying him between the two horses, right?
Yeah, quartered him.
Yeah, if he doesn't cooperate, yeah! But not yet. We'll give him a chance to talk.
So remind me again, where did we find these orders?
So in one of, remember you guys actually salvaged some of the blown up pieces of armor and whatnot, turned it into at least one usable set, as well as found a couple of different items that have some weird characteristics to them. And so in amongst some of these bodies is where you found these orders.
And the orders said to get the doctor and bring him back.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dr. Vargo Holtz, and return him from the waterfall.
All right, yeah, I guess I'll ask this guy first of all how far away the waterfall is, and in which direction. See if he's responsive. Seems a pretty innocuous question.
Sure, right. So after he's come to, right, I'm imagining that you guys probably tied him up or what, somehow restrained him?
Yes.
Is that a correct assumption? Okay.
That is correct.
Great, yeah. So with him all bound, and when he comes to, he obviously is rather startled, and so you immediately begin to barrage him with a bunch of questions. His first instinct is to be completely uncooperative. He looks at you, and you can tell with his gaze that he absolutely despises you, especially looking at Murph with his what he assumes is like these grotesque kind of mutations. And also the two that are not human, or at least don't look human, you can see that he has absolute disdain for all of you.
Well, that won't do.
Seeing his discomfort, I'll just snuggle up next to him.
Oh yeah, he's like completely mortified, and he actually like spits on the ground.
Just out of like pure hatred,
I
or
would.
just fear, or
You would assume that it seems to stem from something, but it seems as though it's more hatred than anything. You guys had heard that the Phoenix State were notoriously shoot first. They had this huge aggressive kind of mentality. They absolutely do not tolerate any sort of these what they consider to be not pure, like human species races.
yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm sure that I'm their favorite. Old Simple Dave.
Simple Dave.
All right.
Do I get the sense that this guy, like, is there anything I can do to get him to cooperate?
Well, yeah, you could certainly, probably not in like a friendly manner, but you could certainly torture him or any number of different things. If you had some sort of like mind control, you could certainly do that.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't have any type of mind control.
I don't, but I have brute force
You do.
You could try it.
because, I kind of huddle up with everyone and I say, just think how many of us that they've killed, Cabby, Kale. Just think of how many of us that they've killed. I say we show no mercy because they shoot first and don't ask questions. So why should we treat them any better?
I agree. So what's the first question?
I don't know, but I'll smash them. You come up with the questions and I'll come up with the...
I think Murph, you had some good. What was one of your questions, Murph?
Yeah, why don't we try to get some actual information out of him before we start bonking him around a little bit?
So yeah, I'm just gonna tell this guy that he's killed friends of ours, and if he doesn't cooperate, we're going to torture him until he cooperates. And if he doesn't cooperate, he's gonna die.
Yeah, maybe.
See, what kind of reaction I get from him.
Yeah. Oh, Murph, you can play the bad cop and I'll play the good cop. I mean, you play the good cop and I'll play the bad cop.
Okay, yeah. So he definitely witnessed you guys blowing up the rest of the group with a grenade, right? So he probably does completely understand that you guys mean business. But what I'll let you do is give me a. I think it's in Savage World, isn't it? Like persuasion or negotiation.
I think that would be unskilled for me because I don't have that one.
Yeah, it would be persuasion.
Yeah, I don't have that either.
Nope.
And I'll give you actually a circumstance kind of bonus because you just did blow up his friends, so the threat of real imminent kind of violence is upon him, and he feels it. And so we'll say that your unskilled roll was successful with a 5, and give it a plus.
Yeah, he's gonna feel it. As I kind of pat the head of my maul into my hand to where he can hear it.
And the guy will say in return, right, like as you begin to ask him some questions and threaten him, you can see that his demeanor slightly changes as he realizes that his actual the pain might begin shortly. And so he loosens his lips a little and it's like, all right, well, it will do you no good anyway. You can't stop the Phoenix State.
What? Exactly.
Stop them from what? Yeah, exactly.
Retaking the world.
By what means?
Any means necessary.
Well, you haven't been successful so far.
Retaking the world from whom?
Reclaiming it from the foul likes of these. Because at the moment, right, he doesn't know that you have any sort of power scale, right? Like, you're just a human, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has no idea. So he kind of is just talking to Kale at the moment and ignoring the rest of you guys. And he's like,
Kale?
why would you even associate with this scum like this?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Kale. Show him what you can do.
Let's see. So tell me about this doctor. He part of the Phoenix State too?
Indeed.
Or like brushing my shoulder, like I'm brushing something off of it to where I'm starting to look
What is he a doctor of?
fidgety.
He's the one who keeps us healthy. He's the one who keeps us from any sort of effects from changing, like what's his face over there, Mr. Rabbit Ears.
How does he prevent? How
Well,
does he prevent mutations and change?
I'm not a doctor.
Can I kick him with a rabbit foot for those kinds of insults?
Sure, yeah. So you kick him and you knock him back. I mean, he's completely bound. Doesn't really require too much effort as you walk up to him and kick him with your rabbit legs.
So how far is this waterfall?
The waterfall's not too far. It is, if you were, the path is going to circle around this lake that you're down at the southwestern side of. And then he tells you that the trail will follow up the stream a little ways, and it won't be long before you'll come to the waterfall.
And this is where this doctor lives?
No.
Can be found?
He tells you
Should
that
He?
for some reason, people had attacked their main camp here in Oldlander. Brought with them some monstrous bear that they had to get out the Gatling gun to shoot down. During that time, the doctor's tent was destroyed. It's not exactly sure how. And the doctor had to retrieve some equipment from his old laboratory in the waterfall.
Big bear, huh? That's a damn shame.
How much damage did this bear do? Like, how many people did it take out?
Yes, be descriptive.
Yeah, he tells you that there was quite a few casualties, but they overcame it like they do all obstacles.
So how many men are in your camp?
He's not sure currently. Several of the men have been sent out into Oldlander to... apparently, there were some people that were spotted that had attacked the camp. And that's at this moment where he kind of is like, hey, wait a second. You guys attacked the camp, didn't you?
Not to tell you anything.
I think we've had enough about this wasted time. And I take my maul and I go to smash his head and I just hold it. And I'm like, oh, I want to do this so bad.
And he's the gentle one.
He's the cart bearer.
For now.
We don't have the ability to control a bear.
Ridiculous.
And he looks over at your legs, your little rabbit legs, and he's like, I don't know. Maybe that bear was part person.
I remember that we were controlling a bear a little bit ago. I mean, I'm just playing. Oh, too good.
Since he seems to be cooperating and tells us what we need to know. So, what about arms at the camp? Just let us know what's there.
Well, he tells you that when they first arrived, that they were actually at least 40 men strong. Some of them have died in other altercations and whatnot. And he estimates that there's probably, until reinforcements arrive, there's 20 to 25 men still.
How much time before your reinforcements?
He doesn't know.
What was so important in the tent where the doctor was? If it was destroyed and it's such a big deal, what was he working on?
He tells you he doesn't know. He reminds you that he's just a soldier, and he has no sort of that's much above his pay grade.
Camp.
All he tells you is that the doctor keeps them healthy. He gives them injections that prevents them from being affected or changed in any way, and it makes them feel really good, like strong and very capable.
Murph is particularly interested in that because that's what Murph was trying to work on when he was changed in the first place. So,
What do the shots do to somebody who has, like a mutation or something?
No idea. Hopefully it kills him, he says.
give him another rabbit foot.
Lucky.
Yeah.
That's all I got for this guy.
What's with the big antenna in the center of camp?
Oh, he's like the radio tower? That's how we communicate.
With other encampments of yours, I assume.
Oh, yes. The Phoenix State is a huge operation.
So they're probably
Ask 'em.
picking up other radio signals if other people have cobbled together radios.
I ask him how would I go about joining the Phoenix State?
Well, he's like,
Right. I have to explain real quick to Simple Jack that he's not serious, but I do it real quiet like.
yeah, he's like, well, I could get you in. Why don't you relieve me of my bonds and we'll take out these riffraff.
I reach down for his bonds. But I don't do anything.
No, Kale, don't. Stop. Kale, don't.
Yeah, he's like, you reach down. He looks at you. He's like, you're doing the right thing. We got to purify this land, rid it of all this alien scum.
As I'm reaching down, my hands start to light up with breach energy.
Yeah, at that moment, he feels completely duped. And you can see he's like trying to scurry away from you, all bound up and kind of wriggling about on the ground.
I get behind him and I hold him in the chair so he doesn't fall out of the chair.
Oh, you guys have a chair?
We have a chair?
We have a chair? I thought he was sitting down.
Yeah,
I-
on the ground.
On the ground.
Oh, sure, I'll just stand up behind him and put my hands on his shoulders and hold him still. In the chair.
Yes, we have a chair.
Have a
Poof.
chair.
I don't have any more questions. I guess leave it to you, Simple Dave.
When I was a kid, we used to go to the little pond beside the house and we would take the little tadpoles and we would say, guilty or not guilty? And half the time we'd say guilty and squash it. What do you think? That's what we used to do as a kid. Should I squash this guy's head like a tadpole?
I think so, yeah.
I'll move away a little bit.
Yeah, I give him the old Gallagher treatment with my maul.
All right, so you you just kind of get whatever information you want to out of him and then squash him.
That's it.
All right, yeah. Simple Jack stands up over him with his maul and just comes crashing down. His body twitches, still holding fast by the bonds. He's just kind of wriggling back and forth like a fish out of water until it finally settles down and there's just a pool of blood.
Can I get some of that blood?
Sure, yeah, you can take a sample if you'd like.
That's what I'd like to do. Because if he's hopped up on alien fix-it juice, I'd like to maybe be able to study that at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, why don't you make a science roll and we'll see how well you can collect your samples here
Can do.
without it being too...
Got it all over me.
Yep. So here we are. You guys are here in a few miles away from the actual encampment. You've gone out to the east, so you're on the outskirts of Old Lander now, right? A little bit into the wilderness. You've gotten information that you can continue on this path, and you're going to be coming up to a waterfall, which apparently is the location where this doctor is located. If you wanted to go there, you could head back, making your way back to Chapter. Now that you have some more information about the encampment itself, it's really up
I
to
think
you
we
guys.
should try to find the doctor. How do we feel about taking the horses with us? Horse? Anyone? Horse?
I'm all for that.
Yeah, I think we should take the horses.
Okay, here's the plan, gentlemen. Take the horses, go to the waterfall, get the doctor, go back to the Hellet village encampment there, get our stuff, and head back to Chapter with the doctor. I think he could be an incredible asset to our community. Especially
good.
if he has everything I was working on and all my access to the librarians, it could be incredibly beneficial to Chapter.
I like the idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah, maybe I can get rid of these damn rabbit features and stuff. It's not just for me, you understand. It's for the betterment of all mankind.
Mm.
I am, after all, if nothing else, a scientist.
All right, so you have two horses. You can kind of use those in any way you
Good.
want to.
I like this. Well, I guess that means I'm going to have to start doing watches at night now, but that's okay.
Just think of how well you'll sleep not having to pull that card all the time.
It wasn't that bad.
I think he would sleep less well, right? He wouldn't be so tired.
Well,
Yeah, but he won't regret getting up the next day.
All right, so
All
you
right.
guys are going to head down the path towards the waterfall?
yes.
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 Cabby leading the way, of course.
And we did take that guy's gear before, right?
His gear?
Yes, the one that we just smashed. He was
Yeah.
the only one that.
We cobbled together a uniform, right?
Yep, you
Yeah.
did. And it will pass. It's, obviously mishmashed together. A lot of it has been blown apart, and there's blood stains all over it. So it certainly pass at a distance, but probably up close it might be a little bit trickier.
That's totally gonna help us do get help, won't it?
Get
I know
help.
it's one of Dave's favorite things.
We got to play get help.
Come on, Jack, let's go.
All right, so you guys, are you guys going to be riding the horses?
Murph doesn't need to. Murph's happy just bounding along beside. We should probably save a horse for the doctor, just in case. Could be frail, could be small, could be old. We don't know. And then
Probably
we
should
have
have
to take
asked if the doctor was alone. You might have like
Yeah,
a escort.
we didn't think of that, did we?
It's a little too late for that. I'm sorry.
One have to
No.
speak. Bill.
How many grenades do we have left?
I think we got like a dozen at least, don't we?
Grenades?
I think we only had 2.
Yeah, I thought we had 2.
No.
I like the way you're thinking, though.
I have one left.
I do have a -2 smarts, so
Counting is not your thing.
Okay, so you guys are going to be making your way down the trail. It's about midday or thereabouts now, after all of your questioning and whatnot. The group that you kind of overtook had stopped for a break and were actually probably preparing a meal and whatnot. Remember, one of them was fishing in the stream, and that's the first one that kind of Simple Jack jumped out and took out with his maul. So it's about midday, and you guys are traveling down in broad daylight down the path. Some of you are at least one of you is on a horse, right? And you're trailing the other one behind.
Yeah.
Correct.
So as you guys make your way around, it's probably another mile or maybe a little even more as you're skirting the outskirts of this. It's a lake. It's not wide enough for it to really cause any too much vision problems. Like you can see across it. There's a couple of small islands out in the middle. And as you're making your way across and around the outside of it, you can now see that there is this outcropping, and there is obviously a rather beautiful-looking waterfall as you guys are approaching. Why don't you guys make notice rolls for me, please? Murph is really upset about all of the insults.
They hurt. They cut deeper than knives, you know? You just try to be a good guy.
I think I'm going to go ahead and use a Benny to re-roll.
Okay.
If that's okay.
You may.
Nice. A Benny well spent.
It is. It's a very well spent Benny. And while you're coming up and you're approaching, you can see that there is this like massive waterfall. Well, it's not really massive, but it probably falls a good 30 or 40 feet, right, from the cliffs above. There is this kind of rocky exposure to the cliff on either side of it, and it narrows down to the eastern side, or I mean to the western side. You can now see that there is several Phoenix State, I would say, patrol. There's 3 of them on the ground, and it looks as though that there are a couple at the top of the cliff as well. And I'm just going to share this map with you guys.
Excellent.
So again, you guys are a little bit further away than is portrayed on this map, right? I put you down in the lower left-hand corner. And let's just make sure that all of these guys are visible for you. Can you guys see that all right?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
guys.
Is that the actual cover, those handful of trees? We're kind of exposed, right?
Yeah. So you're coming up on a regular path, right? Like it's wide open.
Yeah.
The tree coverage here is rather sparse. You guys are, at least one of you is riding on a horse, and you're pulling a horse behind. So your likelihood of approaching really stealthily is minimal if you're going to do it in the same manner. But it's kind of like you're along the way, and probably Simple Jack's stature, he's so tall, he probably got a good glimpse or better vantage point as you guys were approaching. He's like, hey, I can see that there are some guys up ahead. Yeah, just like that. That's how you walk around, Dave.
Oh,
Well, I don't know if we want to like keep our heads down and keep our faces covered with our fake gear and see how close we can get.
all right, Gabby, disguise yourself and go up to him and throw another grenade at him.
Did we use 2 grenades already? I only remember using
Did
1.
we use one?
Just run up and make it look like you've been attacked and say, we're under attack, and get them all gathered up in one spot and pull the pin and let them have it.
Should we perhaps skirt around to the west and see if we can make it up onto the top in a stealthy manner, while Cabby in his cobbled together uniform heads over toward the other 3? In case he's spotted, it might give him enough cover long enough to throw a grenade while we push the rest of them off the waterfall. We do it Oh,
And then we get hit by the grenade when he throws it. That's not good, Murph.
no, buddy. Different times.
We have all those guns broke. The ones that we found, right? Wasn't there something?
They have
No, I-
stress tags, yeah, so they can phase in and out at random times.
I have a functional submachine gun that may or may not work sometimes.
That's correct.
But it's that, and I have a bow and arrow. Or no, I'm sorry, a compound bow. Yeah, compound bow. So I could maybe dispatch one quietly once until he falls off the waterfall with a Wilhelm scream, and then we're wide open. But that's what you want to see, right? Guy fall off top of a waterfall and go, ah!
I don't think. I mean, this isn't a good, situation for us to be the aggressor in. Maybe we fall back and set up an ambush, because we know where these guys are going, right? They're going back to their, encampment once they get what they need. So I say we find a more advantageous location and set up an ambush and wait for them to head back. Because attacking from here is, we're outnumbered. They have the high ground. We don't know which one of those guys is a scientist, so we could end up shooting the wrong guy.
Coat, right?
What?
I said he's the guy in the lab coat, right? I don't know. Not really. That'd be nice, though. Do any of them have a lab coat on? To know that they might be a doctor.
Make a notice roll.
No,
Yeah.
none of them are wearing a lab coat. These guys look as though they're either like a patrol or guard units. They look like typical grunts, like you saw, like the guy you just questioned.
So
I mean, there could be 10 more guys up on that hill. We have no idea.
That's true. Cabby? Should skitter on up to the top there and see what you can see. A head count would be really helpful right now.
I can try to do some stealth, but I think you were saying this is kind of wide open. But I could try going along the south area, possibly.
Can you burrow?
Looking at these few trees that are on the map, are any of them as tall or taller than that cliff?
No, the cliff is quite a bit taller. Now these trees, probably the tallest trees here are 12 or 15 feet tall, and the cliff is a good 40 or so feet above the.
It's way up there. I'm surprised they haven't seen us yet, to be honest.
Well, you guys are actually further away than you're portrayed on the
Okay.
map, so you haven't got. I only shared it with you on the map so you can actually see stuff. But yeah, you guys are approaching, and you have just seen that there are guards and whatnot. So right now you've kind of stopped and are deliberating whether or not you want to continue on or what your game plan is.
Is there any way across this river?
There's no bridge where you're at. No, you'll have to wade through or.
But it's not that deep. Or that fast, right?
No, it's not. It's not particularly dangerous. No.
This could just walk right over it.
I don't know if you could walk necessarily. You might have to swim in certain parts of it. It's not very wide though. 10, 15 feet, most of it.
I meant, is it deep enough, or is it shallow enough for the horses to get through, or is it deep to where even they couldn't walk through it?
Sure, yeah. Your main concern at this point is creating a spectacle, right? Making a lot of easily identifiable things from a distance.
Well, maybe we can kind of back up a little bit, tie the horses off, and take the roundabout way.
Yeah, Jack, exactly. Good job, buddy.
Or
Thanks.
Maybe we could
Or
do
we wait for the cover of night. I don't know.
exactly.
Oh, good idea.
The only problem with that is we risk having at a minimum 6 guys all together with a doctor, and then it's them versus us one-on-one directly. If we can dispatch them independently, like the ones up top or the ones at the bottom, single-handedly, slowly over time, not slowly, but over time.
Maybe we scout on top of the waterfall to see if they have another camp up there.
I think that's a fine idea.
What
And
benefit
then-
do we have to keeping the doctor alive? He seems to be like responsible for keeping all of them from, mutating or changing or whatever. That seems to be a big fear for them. So if they don't have a doctor, maybe they'll just get up and leave out of fear of, exposure or whatever.
Well, I
we
was kind
take
of
it.
wondering that also. I mean,
We take out the doctor, then maybe that will,
We do not take out the doctor.
I don't like doctors.
I am a doctor. I am a scientist.
How about we try not to kill the doctor?
Unacceptable. The only reason we're here is for the doctor. If the doctor bites it, there's no reason to be here at all. No reason to put ourselves at risk. Not to mention, it is for the betterment of our camp as a whole.
Well,
if he doesn't want to
do you
work
really think
for us, does he
Yeah.
really want to cooperate?
if he's a Phoenix State, member, he's not going to want to help
We don't
anybody
know
who's
that.
not a Phoenix State member.
Well, work or die is pretty big incentive to do what he's doing for them. I think we can offer him a better life at a minimum. That said, I think we should at least give it a shot. Are you
He
sure?
could be
Are you
disgruntled.
sure there's no one up there with like a stethoscope on that might denote that they're a doctor?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, just checking.
The doctor's probably the one with the bazooka.
Yeah, he may not want anything to do with the Phoenix State. So, therefore, we don't know if he's really with them or if he's just doing it because they're going to kill him, or maybe he has a family and maybe they said they were going to kill his family too. Or maybe the bear killed his family back there at the camp. Oh, boy. This isn't good.
Okay.
So we have options of ambushing, waiting for them to come out, sneaking up at night, trying to pick them off one by one. What do we want to do?
I say we scout, take the roundabout way, see what's on top of the waterfall. Because
At
there
least-
could be another 12 pack sitting up there.
At least get a head count,
And
and then
then
we decide if we want to wait for night.
cover a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cabby, do your thing.
So
Don't get help.
I'll try to sneak around to the other side to look at the mountain as close as reasonable possible.
Okay. Yeah, make your stealth roll and put it in the tower for me, would you?
Ooh, he never says put it in the tower.
Mm.
Okay. So you begin to sneak up and around, right? Like, so how far are you guys all going to stay away while Cabby approaches? You guys going to be
Way far away.
He's out there on his own.
Well out of bullet range. How's
We
that?
started heading back to camp.
Yeah.
It was just
we're
a
back
trick.
where the blood is.
I don't know. I like the GM tone.
I don't think I like your tone, sir.
And so you're gonna make your way across the little stream here, right? And then come around from. You're gonna be heading easterly, right? But from a western kind of direction. So you're gonna be coming around and then coming up.
Like that.
Yeah. So you're gonna come all the way across and then up and around during the small little incline, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what's going on over here.
All right. So the first thing that happens as you are moving, everyone else is kind of backing away and tying up the horses or doing everything along those lines, and you go on ahead to try and figure out what's in store for you guys. As you begin to cross the river, you know it's a little bit deeper than you expected. and you begin to make your way across. Um, your guy is probably not the best swimmer. He's kind of like an insect, right?
Yes.
So
He's one of those ones that swims on top of the
Skimmer.
water.
He's a water skimmer.
he's a water skimmer. He's on top of the water, like going across it. Not with that roll, he's not. He gets into the water, and he begins to like thrash around a little bit. So why
Oh
don't
God, get ready for get help. Get ready for get help, Murph.
why don't you make an athletics roll for me to see how
boy.
well you can handle this? Oh yeah, so you're not doing a particularly good job, and in fact, as soon as he gets into the water, you guys instantly see this look of panic on his face, as the water is a little bit too deep for what he was trying to do. He's now wearing this armor; it's weighing him down, and he's thrashing around. He's starting to getting swept away in the current.
I just reach over and grab him by the collar and lift him up. Are you all right?
Sure, why
I
don't you?
thought you were far away.
Yeah, so you're gonna have
Oh
to.
yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
Did the river not drag him all the way down to where we
Yeah.
were?
That's true.
Not yet.
Okay. Which, of course, he could be dead by then, so maybe we should help him.
So he's
Hope you got a
he is.
idea for a new character. Sorry about that.
So yes, as he's starting to float down this river, what are you guys going to do? He's like thrashing around. He's actually making quite a lot of noise, and
Can we
He's
go?
going away, right? He's even going further back, right?
oh yeah, he's
Gosh.
floating away from them.
Unbelievable. He's got one job, guys. He's got one job.
He
and
had
he can
one job.
swim.
All right, I'm screaming like a young lady. What are you guys gonna do?
Like a little girl.
Well, I will try to run over and cut him off diagonally as he's being washed down the
Sure.
stream.
Make an athletics roll for me, please.
I will.
As you come barreling along here. 4 is good enough. So you manage to get up to him and grab him out, but you also are making quite the spectacle,
No.
as you just like you're like, my friend's in trouble, and you just start running.
Because I am loyal, I'm gonna do that. So I'm definitely playing my hindrance. Ben,
so you guys who aren't really involved in this, like Cabby and Kale, Murph and Kale, you guys can look up and you can see now that there are people who are standing on top of the cliff area are actually like looking and pointing. They like can actually see what's going on as you guys are making this happen.
as I pick up Cabby out of the water, I say, "Freeze! Maybe they won't see us."
Pretend to be a statue.
Freeze! Are you okay, little fella?
Maybe
I'm
they're
okay.
rapids.
My hair is soaked, but I'm okay.
All right, Kale. New plan. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I think it's called Run by this point.
Jeez, Kale, who are your friends?
And so you can see now too, right? Like there's somebody up on top of the cliff who starts to point. He's actually talking, and then you can hear distant shouts as they're yelling down to the rest of the group that's down on the lower level here.
That may have worked. We may have separated them.
Does the guy screaming have a stethoscope on?
He does not. But what you actually see is that one of these guys in the lower area here, there's 3 guys that are just to the north of you. Down.
Have AK-47s.
Yeah, they have.
Sorry.
No, but they. You can see that one of them actually runs and disappears into what looks as though maybe like a secret path or something in behind the waterfall, and he seems to disappear out of sight.
The thing behind a waterfall.
Maybe we should have tried to go through the waterfall at night.
I think it's too late for that now, Cabby.
Yeah, it ranks right up there with swimming lessons, doesn't it?
Can we use a Benny to restart the encounter?
Don't do that when I'm drinking.
It's pretty flexible, you know.
Well, you can use the Benny to change the narrative sometimes. So, like one of the things that you can do with a Benny is, let's say, for example, you run out of bullets, and you're like, "Oh, can I use a Benny to find a box of bullets somewhere?" Or you can do
I'd
stuff
be
like
using
that.
bennies every session then. $3 bullets. You guys better be using bennies up.
So you can use it to like change the narrative in a small way.
Mm.
So, what is the distance from us to the closest bad guy?
You guys are still quite a distance away, right? Like so, from the map distance alone. Let's see here. You guys are like 33, so you probably double that. So you're probably somewhere around like 70 inches on the map. So that's 5 foot squares. So it'd be like 75 foot squares.
Mm. Yeah, I'm just holding Cabby freezing, and I see that they're pointing towards me, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they definitely had seen what was going on. They saw you guys on your approach, and when all of that thrashing around in the water caught their attention. Obviously, the guys standing at the top are kind of like lookouts, and when they yelled down to whoever was down, one of them had run into what looks as though there is like it disappeared into the waterfall, is what you saw.
Are any of them from atop the waterfall running down or changing position at all?
They're not.
Okay, so it's just the guys on the ground.
Correct.
That improves our odds.
That's it?
Sure. I'm being optimistic.
So probably to them, I mean, if we're wearing their uniforms, they may or may not know that we're not with them. I don't know. Maybe we could find a place to stake out and hide and go with Kale's original plan. Let them come to us.
Yeah, maybe we just we regroup kind of right there in plain view, and then we kind of walk off in a different direction. If they pursue us.
Yeah, they have to leave here sooner or later. They came here to retrieve things and leave.
Or we just walk right up to them and start fighting.
Well, that was okay. So just to clarify, you found orders for the that group that you were following to come and retrieve the doctor.
And we followed them from the camp, so the direct path cuts through where we ambushed them. So if we retreated back to there and took cover, then they would have to funnel back through that little bridge in that area, come back through there again on the way back to the Phoenix State. So we have a better chance of ambushing them then and there in some way than obviously here where they have the higher ground wide out in the open.
Well, Josh, were you just saying actually they were coming here just to get the doctor, so these people might just be living here? As far as we know,
there might be another encampment inside or somewhere in the area, right? Like
behind the waterfall, maybe.
Perhaps. So there could be another, which you would have obviously also assume that there probably is maybe a substantial military force, and that the people that are outside could just be like the outside kind of guard type people.
Can I spend a Benny to find a bear?
That's what I was gonna say.
Sure, I could have a bear attack you guys while you guys are thinking.
No.
At this point, I think these guys are going to come after us. That's what they do. I'm surprised they're not already shooting. I guess we're just out of range.
Yeah, you would assume once they obviously they'll have to have a clear threat that's identified while you guys are kind of formulating your plan about what you're going to do. But yes, if they saw you approach, you know that they're going to shoot on sight.
We could wait them out, see if they come after us, and if not, we might have to go at night.
Well, we have. Are there two that are mobile right now, heading our way? Or are they just kind of staring from where they are?
Well, I kind of paused what they were doing so that you guys can
Right.
kind of figure out what you're going to do. So imagine this is like your metagame talk session where you figure out what you guys are going to do next. Yes, you would assume that they're going to come and investigate whatever's going on. Somebody saw a disturbance in the water. It looked to them as though that maybe somebody was splashing around in the water and then was pulled out by a large individual. And obviously,
A huge, beastly, bulging man.
that's right, a huge, beastly, bulging, impressive figure of a man.
What color are our uniforms? Are they like bright red to where they could see it off in the distance, or are they like dark colored where they wouldn't be able to tell? Or
Yeah, dark
Yeah.
blue, right? Maroonish or not maroon? Like a royal.
Camouflage.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Color of
I can look it up, but yes, it's something dark. They have that emblem on the side, which is the it looks as though it's like wings, but it's very American looking with stripes and blue and a white star. I mean, a red star and a white field. I think, or is it yeah, it's a white star and a blue field.
I was just wondering what our overall uniform would look like from all far away.
We have uniforms.
We
think we're
took
just-
the uniforms
Yeah.
from the guys we blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have two uniforms. You have the one from the guy that you questioned, which is in pretty good condition, and you have the one that you kind of hodgepodge together from all the different scraps.
Who's wearing the uniforms?
I think
The
that
best bet would, well, none of the rest of us can wear the uniforms because it obviously gives us away. You would have to wear the uniform and be like, oh, I captured these three idiots or something like that. I think Kale's the only one that can get away with that.
Fat guy in a little coat. Fat guy in a little coat. Sorry.
is that your hit single.
Yes.
Alright, so what's the plan?
Yeah, I guess we start heading back because, we know they're going to come after us. At least send a patrol.
Sounds good.
Let's
See-
head back.
So you
Yes.
guys are gonna head back, and where are you guys gonna actually go? What are you gonna do?
Where are we gonna go? Are we gonna go back to where we just came from, where we had the horses?
Well, chances are they're not going to send the doctor with the patrol, right? So,
No, of course not.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Unless
Well-
we just want to charge in there and start fighting these guys, not knowing what we're really up against.
Not with the guys up top.
That's kind of our only option is to pull back because
Yeah.
they know we're there. So
Well, there's a trail. Is Josh? Would there be anywhere for us to set up an ambush if they come looking for us? Like as we were coming here, did we see anywhere that we could set up?
Sure. Yeah. Depending on what you are actually, you mean like an advantageous place along the trail itself?
Right. So if they come looking for us, someplace where we can get them,
Sure.
jump
yeah.
out.
Yeah, you could have like a nice little area where there was maybe a couple of trees on either side. For the most part, the trail has hugged along the outskirts of that lake and then follows up the stream, which again is kind of along the lines of what you've done it. So you could find a place that was near the stream, or and if you guys want to spend a penny, you can tell me exactly what you want the place to look like.
We wanted to have a Gatling gun. What do you guys think?
I'll spend a penny then.
I'd spend a penny for that.
I got a penny. Yeah, I'll spend a penny. All right, so we find this outcropping of rocks, and it's sort of like the path goes in between this cut in between the rocks, so we could have an advantageous position on the top if we so choose to.
Okay, so there's rocks on either side?
Correct.
All right.
It's sort of like I guess you could go around it technically, but it's sort of like a gorge. And when you go into the gorge, there's rocks on either side, and you can look down.
All right. I'm going to build this really quick for you guys.
Oh, you're the best, map master.
Custom map on the fly. That's a treat, ladies and gentlemen.
And so do you want it, how close do you want it to be to the river?
I mean, it can be off the main path. It doesn't have to be by the river itself.
Okay, so you want it to be a little bit of ways from it?
Sure,
a little bit of ways.
Yeah.
Unless we want to dispose the bodies by the river.
Yeah, it'll flush them away from the others, so.
Or we could drag them up atop the rocks where they'd never be found.
Until someone smells them.
This world just smells like that.
That's probably true too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's build a couple of rock outcroppings. How high do you want these rocks to be?
I'd say about 20 feet, because it's going to be, it's kind of cut into the path is kind of cut, and it kind of goes slants down and then slants back up at the other end. With there's also 4 Gatling guns on each side, mounted down into the pit.
It's there now.
The death trap.
With full jackets, yes. And the spike trap at the bottom.
Full.
He's going to say, sure, they're there, but there's no bullets, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I spend a penny.
Yeah, exactly. I find a box of bullets beside each one.
A box of bullets.
An ammo crate of bullets. Yeah, a box of bullets isn't going to do anything with a Gatling gun. So
we just call that IBM, Instant Benny Manifestation.
Ugh. Whoa.
All righty. Now you guys are over to the right a little bit. If you move your map over, I just moved your tokens.
Oh. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. No, I'm just.
Is that what you were talking about?
I was just messing with you.
You can mess away.
All right, go.
So you've managed to find this perfect little ambush spot. The distance on these, as you said, they're about 20 feet up. And you passed through this before, so you kind of moved back away from where you guys previously were, where Cabby fell into the water.
Cabby, up here.
What?
Up here, bud. Up here.
Okay.
It's all right, kid. You're doing all right. You're a little drippy, but you're okay.
A little bit drippy. Any other landmarks or anything you want to add?
Yeah, Jim and Amonka in our chat suggest rocket launchers. I think that's a good addition.
Rocket launchers? Wouldn't that be cool?
If you have one laying around.
So there's a couple of trees here as well that you can use, and you guys are kind of, I would imagine you're like laying down on the top of these rocks. Is that what you're doing?
Mhm.
Trying to keep as low a profile as possible?
Yes, for
Uh,
sure.
Okay, great. So because of the circumstance and everything that's going on, I need everybody to roll a stealth roll for me, please. But you can have a +2 because of your advantageous location.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I am the knight.
Yeah, those are some good rolls. You guys are in perfect positions, right? Like you guys feel very comfortable, and you
Really
absolutely
cool.
see that there are these two Phoenix State grunts as they walking down the path. They've already passed the location where whatever was going on. It looks as though as one of them is looking on the ground, maybe looking for tracks.
What were those rolls 30 minutes ago, gentlemen?
Yeah, right. So they're making their way down towards this little intersection here. So what is it that you guys plan on doing? Are you going to wait for them to get up close, or?
As close as possible. I mean, if they walk past us and we can shoot them in the back, that's optimal. But if they come into the gorge, when it looks like they're going to stop or turn or walk away, probably open fire. I would like to use my compound bow and have that ready because it's silent.
Certainly.
And I'll have my maul ready.
I'm just going to remove everybody's action cards.
Holy combat tracker! Holy cow! Don't mind me. I just peeked at the screen.
You guys can see them all anyway on your combat tracker, can't you?
No.
2, 3,
A couple of them, yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah, that's all that's on mine. Thereabouts. So yeah, they completely walk past you guys. No notice of you whatsoever. You guys are completely invisible right now to them.
I give everybody the nod. Let's go.
All right, I have the one nearest to Cabby and I targeted. So let me know what we need to do.
Yeah, you guys are free to go whenever you wish. You have the complete surprise, so you can.
Ooh, we get the drop, huh?
You get the drop on them. They have no idea that you're there. Because you guys have the drop on them, you all have a +2 on your attacks as well. So make sure you add that into the.
Yes, I will run and engage into this first Phoenix State grunt. Oh my goodness. Nice damage.
Yeah, that's insane.
Did I just shoot an arrow clear through the guy? Is that what happened?
Yeah. So as your arrow came raining down, it was Simple Jack was running towards the guy, and splat. And Simple Jack, you also hit.
I like it.
All my rocks and trees and path and everything disappeared.
They did?
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, they did for me too.
Ooh,
I'd
weird.
like to
You can-
re-roll that, man. I'd like to use my last Benny and re-roll it. Damn it!
Sure. If you probably close the map and reopen it, it'll come back.
Oh. Ugh. Not good.
So as you do, you come running down and you charge. The guy gets startled and moves just out of the way. You make contact, but just slides down his armor.
He's like, is there a mosquito around here?
I reopen the map and stuff. Is he unconscious, or unharmed, or unfazed, or what do we
he's not
have?
phased. Yeah, I didn't do anything to him.
He hit him with his maul, but he just didn't do enough damage to overcome his armor. His toughness.
Yeah, I kind of slipped him on a banana peel or something that was there and just lost my balance.
Perhaps he turned and parried with his rifle, and it just grazed off of his armor. So yeah, anybody else going to do anything?
I guess I can try to stun him.
That would be good for questioning. Can you reshare the map, Josh, please?
Certainly.
Thank you. There we go. Now it's all back.
All right. Stun doesn't actually have damage, so
He has
success.
to resist, right? He's got to beat your roll with a, I believe it's a spirit roll, or is it a vigor?
Vigor.
And he resists your stun.
I guess I'm going to take a shot at him with my little Derringer.
Ooh, I think, is that the first time you used it?
Yeah.
Minus $3.
Dave is really concerned about the price of bullets.
Um,
And it's a miss.
Benny.
Ooh,
Benny,
Benny.
Benny. Still a miss? Dang.
Still a miss.
How many actions can I like shoot and then use one of my powers?
Sure, yeah. Just at a negative. And so the way that you're actually supposed to do it is you're supposed to tell how many actions you're going to do ahead of time, because you're supposed to get that negative on every action. But you can do another action if you'd like. Just click on that button, the action button, and set to whatever. If it's your second action, you can still use your power at the same time.
Okay, I'll try to hit him with a bolt. Okay.
That time's a hit.
Was that yeah, that was -2, right?
It was.
Benny.
this guy's got 9 lives.
Dude, it's tough.
Good.
Unharmed
Benny.
still.
Benny it.
Jeez. Last Benny. I got one more.
It's up to you.
But it's not
I-
going to get much better than that, is it? 6? I guess
I can give you
try.
one of mine.
Well, you can explode anything that you roll as a 6 that will explode.
One more time.
Hey! There it is.
Shaken.
Shaken.
It's a thing.
So yes, he is shaken.
Shaken, but not stirred.
And everyone's gone now, right? We'll go into normal kind of combat here.
Yeah.
Here, let's actually roll some. Let's do some cards here.
Theme looks nice with the combat tracker colors too.
And so he gets to go first. shaken status is removed, as he is going to, let's see, he's going to attack Simple Jack with his combat knife.
Bring it on.
As you're engaged in combat, he's standing in front of you, he pulls out his knife and tries to stab you with it, and misses.
I parry it with the handle of my maul.
Alrighty.
Where do you think he's going?
Cabby, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna try to stun him yet again.
Nice. So he's going to try and resist that with a vigor roll. But does not.
So, let's see, stun. So yeah, it just makes him stunned. I didn't add anything to it.
Right. So he's completely stunned, and that's going to last for 3 or 5 rounds or something along those lines. Or until he resists it.
Yeah, it doesn't have a time limit on it as far as
Yeah.
what the power says.
Right. So until he gets resisted again. Great. So he falls to the ground, shaking back and forth. It's like been tased kind of thing. Is completely incoherent for the moment. Simple Jack.
Good job, kid. Good job.
Don't turn this one into jelly.
Can't hear you, Dave.
Oh, hello. 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 It would help to push the button. So I'm going to run up to this scumbag, this Phoenix State grunt, and I'm going to attack, but I'm going to hold the killing blow just to where I can render him unconscious. So basically non-lethal damage.
Sure. Yeah. So you smash down on him just enough, like hit him with maybe the other end of your maul.
Yeah.
Punch him. It's a hit.
That's a hit. That's a hit. Sorry. And like I said, I'm gonna hold the killing blow. Oh my goodness, because that would have probably that made him shaken. What's this guy got on, like a Kevlar vest or something and Kevlar helmet?
He's wearing half a truck.
Yeah, he's made of Kevlar apparently.
Oh,
Yeah. So we'll just say that he's already stunned. He's now shaken. So boom, you smash down on him, and he's completely unconscious for the moment.
he's basically blowing bubbles.
Blowing bubbles?
Yeah. That's a nice shirt, Murph. I gotta get one.
Let's see. Why don't we drag him up onto the rocks? Kind of.
Yeah. I just
Pat
pull him back towards the rocks.
Yeah. Pat his face a little bit. See if he comes to.
By the scruff of his neck. Pull him back to about right here.
Maybe not on the path.
Yeah. How about up on top of the rocks?
Sure, I drag him up the rocks without giving him any extra wounds, of course. Hitting his head on the rocks and stuff. Oh, excuse me.
You just like grab him and throw him up on top.
Right.
You're like, Gabby, catch.
Like throwing a wet sock onto the roof.
It's like getting Cabby out of the stream.
That's right. You question. I'll start removing his armor.
Yes, Kevlar vest.
Things are getting
And
a little
another-
dicey.
We have 2 more uniforms now too.
You do, and the one that you killed
Intact.
with your arrow is in pretty good shape, except obviously covered in blood.
A hole on both sides, sure.
Yeah, probably shot him like in the neck. It's a huge amount of blood squirted out.
Fantastic.
But yeah, so this guy's unconscious. You've dragged him up onto the rocks. The other one's laying dead in the middle of the path.
I'm gonna go search and pull the uniform and armor and stuff off
We'll
the
pull
other.
the other guy up on the rocks too.
Oh, okay,
If
that's handy.
I'll pull him up there.
Are you gonna try and cover up, the blood and whatnot that's all over the ground? Or are you just gonna leave it?
Nah.
We should cover it just in case.
Yeah, handle that Murph while I'm pulling him up on the rocks.
Sure.
I'm halfway into a uniform here. Kale?
Anybody who wants to cover that stuff up, just make a survival roll for me, please.
I'll do it.
Oh.
Nice. And you do a pretty good job. You kick up some dirt over the blood splotches, let it soak down into the ground as you sweep away all the different tracks and whatnot that showed any sort of sign of a struggle.
How did he get a broom to sweep?
Well, I would imagine he grabbed a branch and
Oh,
kicked it around
okay.
and stuff.
Never
No broom.
mind.
He's probably
Murph.
back with that chair.
Well, the chair's on the cart.
Isn't
And
the
while
cart?
they're messing with the dead bodies, I'm going to keep a lookout to see if there's any more patrol coming.
Hey, Kale, you want to get this uniform on? No,
I'm over on the other rock.
but do you want it?
I'm hiding.
Shirt, pants. No, okay.
Just the
I'm
shirt.
guessing I can't fit into one of the outfits.
You would have a hard time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
Maybe I
bulging out.
could. Yeah, we could play the old Star Wars trick. I remember seeing that back at the camp a long time ago. It was like this old round little visual disc thing. And they had this big hairy guy, and they pretended he was a prisoner when they were like these guards or something. So we should try that one time. And we'll turn it into Get Out.
One time.
I don't know. Don't mind me.
Okay, yeah. So why don't you make a notice roll for me, Kale?
Has anybody ever ate kale here?
I love kale.
I
Kale,
like
nice.
kale. It's good.
Jack, I'm gonna read you a thing that I found. It says here, and I quote, "Rules of engagement: kill first, ask later." That's the first one. The second one: kill any sort of alien on sight, and/or non-Phoenix ordained clothing, and/or exhibiting breach power. So maybe we shouldn't do the, "Hey, we have a prisoner / get help."
Yeah. We're gonna have to try get help at some point. We're gonna have to try to do it at least once.
At least one time.
Unless we're all aliens. We all look weird.
Well, Cabby's the smallest one, so get help would probably work with him the best because I could throw him at the people. Yeah, that would work pretty good.
That
I
would be
think-
great because he could open up midair and be like, "Wow!"
I think I could pass at a distance.
Hmm?
I could pass for human. Yeah. Oh,
I-
Murph, did you
Yep.
want to get a blood sample?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'd like to take the uniform that I stripped off this guy and kind of roll it up like bedclothes, so we at least have one. If no one's going to wear it, I'd still at least like to keep it.
Sure.
Cool. And obviously the sun is moving.
Oh,
No, I just decided to put on some shadows while you guys were doing
Ever the
You're the
artist.
you're the best, Josh.
that.
Yeah, so I definitely want to get a blood sample. I want to hang on to that uniform. I'd like to retrieve my arrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guess we can start smacking this one, waking him up.
All right, yeah. So you don't see anybody coming. It seems as though that perhaps they were unsure what they saw and sent just a couple of guys out to investigate. You would probably realize now that it's probably is a much larger kind of encampment than you thought of previously. So you begin to wake this guy up, and you're going to do it right on top of these rocks here.
Yeah,
Sure.
why not? Sure. Yeah, give me the old. Oi, sweetie pea. Wake up, honey. Put your shoes on. We're grandma's.
All right, so you wake him up. I'm assuming that you've tied him up again, right?
Did anyone?
Either that or use Simple Jack's body weight.
Just to sit on him.
So, what are you making fun of me because I'm a big dude, huh? That's okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm. Well, I didn't say that I had, bound him or anything, but yeah.
Nonetheless, we'll keep him held down.
Yeah.
With the three of us there anyway.
Okay, so yeah, whatever you did to restrain him or to keep him in some sort of controlling situation.
Break a leg.
You break his legs. That'll help him concentrate. So you wake him up.
We start in with the questions. How many people at the waterfall? Which one's the doctor? What does he look like? What kind of guns do you have? Why are you at the waterfall in the first place? Is there a base there? Is there medical equipment there? Is there scientific equipment? Do you have generators? What's going on behind the waterfall?
Whoa, easy, Murph. Easy, Murph. Don't hurt him.
Fuck.
And
Murph's had it.
he looks up
He's
at you
had
and
it
he's
up
like,
to here.
alien scum.
Oh, that's the wrong answer. Kale, come here.
I'm over on the other rock, still
Get over
looking out.
here. Get over here.
I'll look at him and I don't have much intimidation skills, but I'll try to tell him that he needs to start answering before I put one of these lice inside of his head.
So why
And
don't you...
I'll start petting.
Oh!
Oh my God!
That's a big
He's got
lice. A louse, right? That's a big louse.
Yeah.
Give him the Matrix belly button bug treatment.
Yeah, sure. So that's going to be like intimidation or persuasion. So unskilled for you. You can make your roll.
Can I possibly get any bonus for trying to intimidate using my buggies?
You know what you could do? This is how you can kind of do this. So one of the things that you guys can do is always support each other. And in doing that, what you're actually doing is making an additional roll that is not necessarily of the same skill set. So if you wanted to have somebody else make the intimidation roll, you could help by using your mind bending, like pulling out your insects and having somebody be like, hey, if you don't talk to us, he's going to put one of these inside of your head kind of thing. So what you would do at that point is you would use your mind bending roll. And as long as it's successful, you get a plus. The person rolling it gets a +2. If you get it raised, they get a +4. And so you guys can actually help each other out in these kind of circumstances.
So does anyone even have intimidation, or just go ahead and roll this unskilled?
Nope.
No.
But I can cock my gun nearby, like real close to his head.
Sure. So what you would do in that instance is you would be rolling before he rolls. You would roll your shooting roll, and as long as you are successful, so you got
Whoops. Yep.
yeah. So you got shooting with a raise, so you get a +4 on your unskilled roll. Nice. Well, it's a good thing that you had the +4 because you did an actually really good job. And so in this particular instance, what I'm going to have the guy do is he's going to try and resist this with his spirit roll. And he does not. So you guys completely overpower him. He woke up and he immediately gave you a little bit of an attitude, and you just squashed it immediately. With Murph standing behind him, cocking his weapon as you begin to, interrogate him, he succumbs.
Personally, I would be terrified right now.
Ooh, Kevy, I have a good idea for the next time you want to do that. Just remind me. Hopefully I don't forget.
Okay. All right. So answer the bunny's questions.
He's like, well, the bunny talks so fast, one at a time.
All right. How many of you are back at camp?
He tells you, since the doctor came back, there may be a dozen of us or so.
At the waterfall?
Yes.
Just to be clear. All right. Next question. How do we know which one the doctor is?
Oh, you'll know the doctor when you see him. He'll
He's
have a
got
lab
these
coat,
small
a stethoscope.
Yeah, he's got the.
I knew you.
No, he doesn't really have a lab coat on.
I'm be like, I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, that rat GM, let me tell you.
No, he tells you that the doctor's in charge.
So this serum that he's been working on, the injections. You have more of that at the waterfall?
Yeah, he tells you that this is his main laboratory here.
Perfect. Generators?
Yes, of course.
Hydropower from the waterfall? Now I'm getting a little geeky in the science.
I don't know how all of that stuff works. It's not my department. I just kill scum like you.
Again with the attitude. Gabby.
I'll let the little lice tickle inside of his ear.
Oh, that's horrendous. There's one thing I can't stand. It's parasites. So yeah, that is, you can see him like cringing and.
Yeah, kind of like two of them, both ends of his ears, just letting them crawl around.
Ugh. Yep. Horrible.
What else do we want to know, gentlemen?
Scouting
The doctor's
routes?
Leaving. The
Yeah,
doctor
when
planning on
are you
returning.
leaving the waterfall? To go back to the main camp?
So he'll tell you that the tent in which the doctor was originally working in the main camp was destroyed, and therefore he had to come back to his main laboratory in order to further his research.
So he'll be working from the waterfall and not taking things back to the other camp that was ruined by the bear.
No, not to his knowledge.
Okay. So he'll be making the serum here, and then they'll take that back to that camp.
Probably, yes.
So you said research. What is he researching?
Well, he keeps us healthy, keeps us strong. Make sure we don't turn into things like this guy over here.
Hmm.
Again with the attitude.
I don't have any other question. What time of day is it?
So you guys remember it was around noon when you guys left. You only traveled about an hour or so, and then with all the debauchery that's gone on, so you're still in the afternoon.
So we have his ammo,
And
we have his weaponry, we have the uniform, we have the information we need, whatever else we want to know. And then I think we can let this guy go. What do you say, guys?
Good idea.
Yeah.
What?
This is the part where I like to watch Kale just explode them or something.
Oh, that's Simple John's work.
Simple
Simple
John.
Jack.
Simple Jack.
Simple
My
Jonathan.
bad.
At least if you forget my name, at least you could have said Simple Dave. I mean, come on, Gale.
Sorry, I have emails coming in. I was looking at my email and John's name popped up.
Simple John.
All right, I smash his head in. Gallagher style.
That's okay. I think my dog heard your email coming in. All right, yeah. So the guy will actually tell you, he's like, you're not going to get away with this. The Phoenix State will kill you all.
Blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
So you're going to kill him?
Yes.
Oh,
Full murder robo.
man, I'm glad blood doesn't stick to my fur.
Well, if we don't kill him, there's a chance that he could possibly kill one of us later. So these guys shoot first, ask questions later.
You're right, buddy. You're absolutely right.
This is the thing to do.
Oh, Helix were like gentle souls.
Not when it comes to these scumbags.
He's only protecting his friends. You know how he gets.
We don't have to kill him. We could just take all his stuff and tie him up on top of this rock and leave him.
All right, do what you want to. That's it. Do what you want to. And I walk down the side of the rocks. Do what you want to, Cabby. Tie him up. And then when he kills me later with a headshot, then you can say, wow, we should have killed that guy.
I'll explain to Cabby that leaving him tied up, exposed to the elements in the middle of the sun, with all the birds and animals and everything, is actually far less humane than dispatching him quickly and painlessly.
I wasn't trying to be humane. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't killing him.
What in the hell has gotten into you, Cabby? You're the one that's putting insects in his ears.
So did
Can
you
you?
guys kill him, or did
Can
you just
you?
leave him?
Can you infect them with your insects?
I mean, I think role-playing wise, yeah, I could, but I would just roll a mind-bending roll, right, Jess? Or something like that.
Do you have the power for it?
I have a lice bolt.
Right, so you could do damage. You could infect them and do damage, but unless you have an actual power, that's I think one of the powers you can get is like puppet, which would mean your lice can get inside of them and control them.
Oh, that's what you meant. When you said infect, I was just thinking like,
Yeah, instead of killing
Oh.
him, I think it would be cool to like infect him and then let him go back to his base.
Send him back to camp. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah, so
That's
you
a
could
really good idea.
you can get powers that allow you to do stuff like that.
Can
But
I
yeah.
spend Benny to get that power? Real quick?
Can I? Yeah.
Well, you know,
can I give
sometimes-
Cabby 2 bennies?
Sometimes you'll get an adventure card, which will say that you're able to use any power you want to.
I had that card.
Right, so
That's
so don't forget, you guys have your adventure cards too. I don't know what you guys have at the moment.
Well, the same one I've always
Can
had.
we trade adventure cards?
I think you can actually.
I have a adventure card that says perfect timing. Pay a Benny to search through the remaining adventure deck and take one card of your choice. You may play an additional card this session. So I could give that to you, Cabby. You could play that and find the card that lets you use any power that you want.
Is that a
And then you
one-time
could get
one-time
puppet
use though,
power.
right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that sounds fun.
I guess let's first make sure you can use that power. Actually, I think you could use any power available in your setting. I think it was. So, is there a way to give this? Like, do I just play this card or?
Drag it onto
Yeah.
him, I think.
Yeah, well, we don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of doing it. We can just say that we did it all, you know.
Then I'll give you my card.
I just threw it in the chat so you could see it.
And I think that the one... Let's see here. I don't remember exactly which one it is.
Now, is that when he finds that card? Is that a one-time use? I'm assuming you do it one time.
Yeah, it's one time. I'm just
There,
trying to...
is that like a? Is the adventure cards an asset, or is that just? Like, is there a way I can look through the deck too?
Here's the actual... I can share this with you guys. So here's all of the cards.
But someone saw one that said you could use any card, right?
Yeah, there is one in here. I don't remember exactly which one it is.
You know it's there. Do we have to find it?
No, I do want to find it just because I want to make sure it's not like for a very short duration, or if it's but for simplicity's sake, I guess we can just move on and say that you can, for the moment, cast any power that you want to. One time.
Then I'd like to use the puppet.
Puppet.
So just need to find that.
Here it is. I'll share it with you. And we can actually add it on to your character sheet for a short amount of time here.
All right, so
Here it is right here, Arcane Spike.
Arcane Spike, yeah.
Drag it over, but
I just found it. I see it. So, Cal, what do you want me to have this puppet do?
I think we just send him, I guess infect him and send him back to his camp. Do you control him, or like how does that work?
Okay,
We probably should have asked that before.
so with Puppet, it's an opposed roll, right? So it's your skill versus their spirit. And a success, the victim automatically obeys commands that don't directly harm himself or those he cares about. With a raise, however, the target is completely controlled, and you can make him do whatever he wants. You can make him commit suicide and anything.
How long does it last?
The duration is 5, typically, and that's for 3 power points.
I'm
Well,
open to
I would have said to send him back to his camp and kill everybody but the doctor, I guess. But you would need to get a raise for that, and
Yeah, we could try that. I could hand him a grenade and just say, or he uses his gun. Or a grenade would probably be quicker, right?
Oh yeah,
You
make
can
him run in with a grenade.
and blow up a group. That's if I roll high enough. But I got
Sure.
3 bennies.
Ensuring not to hit the doctor, of course.
Right. Yeah.
That's
All right.
the plan.
if he hits the doctor, it's okay.
Not okay.
It is. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
All right.
That's what I'm gonna try to do, I guess I'll put my hands on his head and let my little let a bunch of lice go inside of his brain and start to try to do its work.
Oh, it's so gross, but
Oh,
awesome.
gross.
Ooh, and
Oh,
an
Oh,
exploding.
there it is.
Ow!
Booyah! So that
That's
is
all I know.
with the raise. That's awesome. You're gonna try and resist it. Nowhere's near.
I would have
Alright.
laughed if you would have aced it and exploded it and got a 19. I'd have laughed.
All right. So as I'm, stroking his head and I'm just talking to him, I'll hand him a grenade and then tell him to go to the biggest group he can find and kill them all.
Inside
Not the doctor.
inside the waterfall.
I'll tell him to try to avoid the doctor, but to try to find the biggest group that he knows of and blow them up.
But if you take a leg off of the doctor or an arm, that's okay.
That's okay. That's fine.
As long as he's still alive. All
Don't
right.
kill the doctor.
So as these bugs have infested into his mind, you can see his eyes widen, right? His complexion becomes pale and flush at the
Don't
same
look,
time.
big guy.
And he's like, as he's holding on to this grenade, and you've given him these instructions, and he just starts running down the path back towards the camp.
Oh, that was more effective than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And so we'll end it there for today.
One more
Oh,
thing.
no way. I want to know what happened.
I put my hand on
That
Kelly's
was a
shoulder
good plan.
and I look at him and I say, I'm still mad at you.
It is. It's an awesome plan.
Why?
So
Oh,
yeah.
he said he's.
Because I got a bad feeling about this, Cabby.
I have a great feeling about this.
I don't know whether to be relieved or not.
Yeah, so the guy's running back with his grenade in his hand, heading back towards the waterfall. He's running full tilt. He's got the handle pushed down, but the pin's already been pulled. He's running in there,
and falls on the grenade, and boom, he dies before he even gets there. Good call, Cabby.
I assume he knows how to use a grenade.
I'm sorry for.
yeah, he's well trained. Awesome. So yeah, that's a great place for us to stop. We'll pick up there next time. Yeah, that was awesome. I thought you guys did a great job. That was a really good plan. Using all your resources like that.
Yeah, I'm
And
glad.
even some we didn't have.
Yeah, I'm glad Kel came up with that one.
It was a great idea.
Well done.
We want to take a couple questions from the live chat.
Yeah.
We're still here. Anybody in chat has a question? Feel free to ask away.
So
We'll
we're
be here for a
we're
couple
streaming
minutes.
on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Where else?
Be Live and Steam.
Cool.
How about this theme, guys? This theme is awesome.
I was just fixing to comment on that. I was fixing to say this theme totally sucks, Josh. You should
Oh.
make a new.
I'll scrap it and start over.
No, this is a nice theme. It's easy on the eyes. Really
Yeah.
easy on the eyes. Really nice.
Yeah, it's I that's my new favorite one.
This is nice for sure.
I always tend to like to make themes that I want to work inside of. You know what? Because I spend a lot of time staring at Fantasy Grounds, so being able to look at it for a long period of time is paramount for me.
If you darken up the light gray, I'll give you $1. Let's go dark.
Dark.
Yeah.
This is
very
coming
dark.
out. When is this coming out?
It comes out this next month. So
So, like on the first, or
most products, yeah, it might be the first. I don't know. It depends on the release date of other items. So it'll be either the first or second week in June.
When does the fluorescent orange and canary yellow theme coming out?
Probably the same time as our Bugbear calendar.
Bugbear Monthly, yeah. Yeah.
Still working on that, I see.
That's a favorite in all my games.
The calendar?
Bugbear Monthly, yeah. There's the anniversary edition. It's like a double. It's like a double book, and it has like a fold out calendar of all the bugbears of the month.
Hmm.
It's awesome. Yeah. Bugbear Monthly. Check it out. Bugbearmonthly.com.
Bugbearmonthly.com.
No, I'm just kidding. There's probably a bugbearmonthly.com, probably some D&D website. I don't know.
And for everybody who's watching, make sure you check out Dave's stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, right?
Yes, and tomorrow we have got a couple of special guests tomorrow. So I'll have on Satine Phoenix and also Jameson Stone, and they'll be talking about their new Bard Kickstarter for 5e. So,
Ooh, that sounds fun.
yeah.
Definitely going to be a good show.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
Kickstarter is doing really well, right?
It's like 20 million right now, I think. No, I'm just kidding.
It's,
None of us
Doubt
read.
it, though. I wouldn't doubt it.
it's too bad they've only accepted Doge coins.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You had to kick him right at the end, didn't you?
I'm a fat kid today. Yeah, that's all right. I'll be. Yep. We'll see who's laughing in the end.
It'll probably be you, Dave.
No, it won't. I'll be the loser. No Dogecoins left. Looking for the highest bridge. So we don't have any questions.
Nope, doesn't look like we have any questions. So we will say a good day to everyone. Great job, guys.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was an excellent session. That was
I'm
fantastic.
still
And
mad at Gabby though, so you better kiss butt next time.
You should throw him back into the river.
that'll teach you.
Loyalty is being stressed right now.
Thanks for whipping up a custom map for us real quick. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the advantages of Fantasy Grounds. It's so easy.
For real.
Well, awesome, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time. Make sure you check out Dave's stream tomorrow at 5 p.m., and then I have one on Saturday at 3 p.m. And that will be it for us. We will say goodbye.
Goodbye.
See